Everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, episode 94. We had a little bit of a break in action. I was in the IR with strep throat last week, which made drinking delicious whiskeys and bourbons a little bit difficult. The good news is I'm on the up and up, feeling a lot better. And even the more exciting and the better news is we get to continue our journey all the way to the finish line. So get the word out, we back up. All right, so with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and knock out our last Weller. So Weller 12, so we've done Weller Special Reserve, we've done Weller Full Proof, we've done Weller Antique 107, and we're gonna go ahead and finish strong with the Weller 12. So within the Weller lineup, the Weller 12 is probably, I'd say probably the favorite. Between that and single barrel. I have not had the single barrel, but I've heard great things about it. And the single barrel has become more, I'd say, like substantially harder to find. Or if you find it for a reasonable price. And then CYPB, we've talked a little bit about that. But I think we'll get into this, but I would agree that this is probably the strongest of the Weller lineup in terms of some flavor profile and some of the nuance that goes on with it. So, so this is Buffalo Trace. This is their wheat, the Weller wheat. So again, this is an allocated item. Huge in the secondary market. People pay outrageous prices for this, and we'll go ahead and kind of talk a little more about that when we talk about price point. We'll give this one a grade for it, but yeah. So I think this is, Weller is pretty consistent across the board in terms of what you're going to get, and it's their wheat, and so everyone's kind of go-to as a wheater that's not Maker's Mark or larceny. I would say Weller is up there in terms of being some of the best wheat bourbons that are out there. So. All right, so this is 12 year, so this is actually age stated. So Buffalo Trace doesn't, other than the Eagle Rare 10 and some of the other BTAC stuff. So now we know the age, right? So Buffalo Trace likes to not show the age for everything. So, but yeah, and then the mash bill is undisclosed, but this we know this is going to be a wheat. High in wheat for the 4th grade. So we'll go ahead, take this up, and this is unusual too. This is a screw off top. I don't know. So the Antique has a pull off cork top. This one has a screw off. I believe the Full Proof is a cork top. So I don't really know the logic in terms of what gets a twist off and what gets a cork top from the Wellers, but whatever. It's not important here. So really nice dark amber color on this one. I mean, this is really consistent with, a 12-year age mark on this. Yeah, just great color on this. We'll go ahead and give it a pour. And coming in at 90 proof, and again, this is, people like the low proofs, make it more user-friendly. I think it kind of takes away from what the flavor profile could be. That's just me, but we're not going to ding it, but I do, after the pour, the flavor on the nose, I didn't have to put my nose to it. It's starting to just jump right out of the Glencairn, which is a really positive sign in terms of what this flavor profile is going to be, in terms of how the depth of it, that I just, from pouring it just went straight out of the Glencairn to the nose. So I get a lot of fruit on this, dark. I get some oak. Get some vanilla. You do kind of, doesn't get, I wouldn't say it's like a dry smell, but it's a lot of like sweet fruit, some oak, and yeah, I'd say just a little bit of vanilla. It smells definitely on the sweeter side. Really light. Definitely that nice 90 proof. I get dark cherry, some vanilla, kind of like a butterscotch. I know that's been a fan favorite of a butterscotch flavor on some of these. So I get it's the cherry that jumps out, some butterscotch, some vanilla, and it kind of gets into that really, really robust oak flavor on this. And I think this is really, really nice. It's really, it's, in terms of a 90 proof, it's pretty busy with a flavor profile. So I think it meets up to the reputation to which the 12 holds, in my opinion, on the first couple sip. And the finish for 90 proof is not bad. It's not terrible. Yeah, all right, so let's get into it. Price point, this was $50. This was a 9. Secondary is like 200 plus. Would never pay that, wouldn't pay more than $100. Taste, I say this is an 8. This is a very solid 8. The best one of the Wellers, and I hope you guys get your hands on it. All right, everybody, talk soon.